Welcome back to War Thunder Weekly News. This week there was a lengthy Q&A about naval forces, but there was also an update that gave the M46 HEAT-FS stabilized round with 300 millimeters of penetration at any range. This has come with a lot of controversy, as it can easily frontally pen just about every Russian tank and most German tanks. But in my opinion, this is kind of the balance that the M46 needs. Prior to this, it had a normal heat shell that got like 200 something millimeters of penetration and generally was just a bad tank. Its armor at 6.7 sucks. It has around the same armor as the Tiger 1, which is at 5.7. It also has a lengthy reload. But that's my personal opinion. I found that teams full of M46s typically actually win, so perhaps it is a bit overpowered. But I think that's just the fact that it correlates in other aspects. American combined armed teams kind of just dominate. Their heavy tanks are amazing, and their close air support is some of the best. How this is gonna balance out, I don't know. It may be that we see American teams just raffle something for quite a while. It wasn't just the M46 that received this shell, it's also the STA-1 and STA-2, which I haven't really heard anything of. I'm still in the process of spading the STA-1. Don't quite have it yet, but I'd assume that this makes it the tank actually worth a damn. Its armor, 75, at a rather good angle. It's really bad. The side armor is like 25, I think. Her armor is like 25. The back armor is 20. The naval Q&A was rather long, and I'm not going to go through the entire thing. I think you should go through it on your own and develop your own opinions. I want to say my thoughts on 4 questions in particular that I thought were kind of the more important ones. There's quite a few throwaway questions. The first question asked about how shooting at long distances is implemented, and they haven't changed the shooting from how it used to be with the small boats, just on a larger scale. I only brought this up because at the end they talk about how they were planning on changing the mechanics in a way to make it just all around better. But they don't say how exactly they're going to do that. It might just be like some background changes that make it more accurate or whatever. Or it could be an overhaul altogether. Another question asks, how will smoke screens be implemented? What I thought was funny is we didn't have prior knowledge that smoke screens would be implemented. But I guess this is confirmation. And they'll work as they do with tanks, which will be rather cool. Another question asks what they plan to introduce after destroyers. Should we expect destroyer leaders and light cruisers? The reply was kind of the current company line of, oh, bigger ships might be too OP. We gotta make sure it all fits together first. And there's a maybe there, but I don't know. It's a bit annoying they're not as open-minded to the concept of larger ships. But I guess it's one step at a time. But this does mean that we need to continue bitching at them about large ships. And the final question, what nation's vessels do we plan to show us? And the reply was, I think we will show some American and probably Japanese craft. So I guess you can start speculating on what exact destroyers they're going to come out with. On Friday, they announced an event happening over the weekend, Capture the Flag. I played it a bit, it was kind of fun, although I personally sucked at it. But what's really interesting is in the image showing off the game mode, showed a BT-5 and what seemed to be a M3A3 rushing towards a flag. Now, the M3A3 isn't technically in game. It is in the Chinese tech tree on the Chinese client, but it's not anywhere on the US client. This has led many to believe that the next event vehicle is going to be an M3A3, but we should also keep in mind it could just be artistic liberty. It could also be that this event originally came out of the Chinese server and we kind of just took it for some laughs or whatever. It's kind of fun to speculate it, but I wouldn't take it too far because it is just a image, not even an in-game image or anything like that. The HE-219 has seemed to receive a alteration with its armament. Instead of having 2 108 30mm cannons, 2 103 30mm cannons, and 2 20mm MG151s, it now has 4 MK108 30mm cannons and 2 MG151 20mm cannons. Although, what's interesting is this seems to only be affecting the stat card. The model, if you look on the X-ray, still has the 103 cannons, and if you take it out on a test drive, you'll see that it's obviously shooting 2 different types of 30mm cannons. It's possible that it will be altered in the future to match the current stat card. It could just be a stat stat card issue. Hopefully they let it keep its one of three 30mm cannons, because that's was a bit of a selling point for many people. On the unofficial side of news, Mike 10D has dug up a lot of things in some of the recent patches. What was most interesting was that it seems Gaijin is preparing for a Battle Royale style game, or a player unknown battlegrounds style game mode, where you spawn in a tank on either Second Battle of El Alamein or Advance to the Rhine, and the playing area will slowly become smaller and smaller, and of course it is a free-for-all, and I doubt there will be any aircraft. It will be a rather interesting game mode. I can't wait to see how it turns out, because it sounds kind of fun. Also, 3 more SM-79s have become available to non-Italian CBT players. These aircraft have a rather poor reputation, but I like them. This is about everything this week. If I've missed anything, or if you want to talk to me about one of the stories I brought up, hit me up in the comments and I'll get back to you. If you've enjoyed the video and you want to see more, I make these every weekend on Saturday night, Sunday morning basically. So hit the subscribe button and you should get a notification when I release them. If you like this particular video, hit the like button. If you did not enjoy the video, hit the dislike button. And have a good day.